Mayapaabak, Magandang Umaga, Bonjour, Good Morgen, the four languages that we use to greet most of our guests here at Cubakano. Cubakano stands for Cuban food with Kano, me, as you all call it, the MPK, Malaking Puting Kano. I'm the owner, Robert Wagner, and I'll show you around a little bit about the restaurant, what we do here, and how we're linked to an important charitable organization, the Help Philippine Schools Foundation. This is our tourist mascot, if you will. It's a 1944 Ford ABP Jeep that was built under license in Great Bend, Indiana in January of that year, which later rolled off the same LST as MacArthur and Osmeña. We drive it twice a week, sometimes more depending upon if we have people that want to come take rides in it. We also have a replica machine gun here so the kids can have fun. But it's in pristine condition as can be made. The only problem is that on a rainy day like this, you don't want to drive around with it, because it doesn't make any difference, because I'm completely amphibious, just like I was when I was in the Marines back in the 1970s. Well, let's go inside and I'll show you around the restaurant a little bit. Malaus ko Pukeng.
Hi sir, good morning.
Thank you, girls. So, here we are in Cubakano. You can say Cubakano or Cubakano. In Spanish, the word Cuba is actually pronounced Cuba. Unfortunately, it sounds too much like the Tagalog Cuba, and that's not what this is. So, everything is a very simple layout. We have open to the outside terrace where we can seat up to 20 people. This is called the Pilot's Bar, because every evening we have all kinds of pilots from UPS, FedEx, Omni, Metrojet, and Dornier sitting right here, and I preside over the activities. So any pilots out there who watch this, you're welcome to join. This is our highly specialized kitchen, which of course is an open kitchen, and we do that for the display of cleanliness purposes. We want to make sure that everybody is able, first of all, to see what we're preparing, how it's prepared, and also to ensure that there's no question as to whether or not the place is clean. So this is our forward seating area. This is usually where, when people want to come and they want to watch something on the television or they want to enjoy the bar activities, they'll sit here. We'll put all the tables together, and it's good for like family gatherings. Every day we have specials on the wall that are put together by our two wonderful Kapampangan chefs. And then we also have baked goods. And this is the main area, the main dining area here. We have a smart TV in the corner. We have a VIP room in the back. And this is where we keep all of our wines set up for the display and selection by the guests. So we have, in this area, we can seat upwards to 55, sometimes 60 people, depending upon what the event is. And as mentioned before, we can either use the smart TV for presentations or we can set up a screen. This is a secure VIP room that when we receive guests from the U.S. Embassy or from other diplomatic missions in the country, they can sit here and everything is secure and has a connection to another smart TV for presentations. So the images that you see on the wall are taken from mostly Havana. This is a famous album cover of probably one of the most notable music groups of all time that come out of Cuba, the Buena Vista Social Club. And they released an album, I believe it was in 1998, that on the world circuit rose to, I think, number 8 or 9. So it was very, very famous. So we dedicated a little special section of the wall for them. This is a picture of me with Marine 7, which is a 1949 North American L-17 that I personally fly around the country to deliver computers to elementary schools. As mentioned before, the restaurant is a fundraising element for the foundation. So if we have any money left over at the end of the month, then we use that to buy computers with, and then we donate them all over the country. Well, the foundation is an extension of the family charity that began in 1899. So I am the last of a long line of military males that came and worked in the Philippines for either the U.S. Army, the U.S. Air Force, or the U.S. Marines. I myself was a U.S. Marine. I started off in 1975 in Subic, and finished up flying OV-10s out of Clark, 1980 to 1981. Some of the OV-10s in my squadron were donated to the Philippine Air Force, and they're still flying today, and I believe one of them was dropping bombs in Marawi. But no, since I couldn't see the serial number, I couldn't really tell. But the foundation was codified in 2006 and later turned into an official NGO, non-government organization, for the purpose of enhancing classrooms in the country. So we, after all the studies that were conducted in the middle and early parts of the last decade, we determined that building classrooms or building schools and feeding children really didn't help them in the future. But introducing them to technology in the classroom and turning the classroom into a digitally enhanced environment is what plants the seed in the minds of both the students and the teachers. Because in education, it's all about teachers and students interacting. It's not just about getting computers in the hands of the students. It's the teachers that also have to learn how to apply that technology in the pedagogic method. And that's what we do at the foundation. Okay, so this is our kitchen, our custom-made kitchen. This is the serving and prep area here. You can see that we've got a couple of appetizers coming out for some guests. We have gas and electric ovens in the back, and all the preparation area and the center island. We have the frying machine that we have is a low temperature frying machine, and we use canola oil only, which is extremely healthy. The ovens in the back are convection types, but they're highly efficient, so we can process a pizza in half the time. And that's of course very advantageous when you have a restaurant full of people and they're all wanting pizza at the same time. So we brought out a selection of our food, and to best describe what we have and what we offer, I'm going to turn it over to my lovely marketing manager, Miss CJ Pantino.
Yes po, hi, good morning. So again, I'm CJ Pantino, the marketing manager of this restaurant. So as you can see po, meron po kami dito ng mga house specials po namin. So let's start with the Rolitos de Sal. This is a smoked salmon with fried potatoes. Next is the zucchini sticks fries. So basically, this is our boss' favorite because he actually made this to add in our menu. We do have here is the prawn salad. Meron po kami yung prawns po siya, salads, and yung vinaigrette dressing. For me, my favorite is the marinara pasta. So ito po yung best seller among the pastas that we have. Pinagkaiba niya lang po is seafood po siya. And one of our specials and signature dish po talaga is yung Havana pizza namin. So this is Cuban-inspired pizza po siya. Yung pinagmamalaki po talaga namin is yung mga sandwich namin, Cuban sandwiches po. So ito, different variations po siya. Meron po siyang pork and chicken po. And the last one po, yung favorite po ng mga Marines and US Navies po namin na binabalik-balikan talaga is yung enchilada de pollo po namin. It's a rolito stuffed with chicken, sometimes with shrimp. It depends po kung ano pong gusto nila. With cream cheese sauce. Havana din po siya, Cuban-inspired pizza po siya with meatballs lang po.
Well, the method of preparation with the meatballs on the outside, making it look like a wagon wheel from the 1800s. It travels, that's on a calesa going down the road in Havana, in old Havana. The quality of the food primarily. Again, you can go to TripAdvisor and take a look at what our rating is and what the comments of the guests are, or you can go to Google and just research it for yourself. But I mean, it's the quality of the food and the cleanliness of the bathrooms, especially. We get lots of comments on how clean the kitchen is and how clean the bathrooms are. We also get a lot of positive comments on our service because we have very, very professional service staff here, including Miss CJ, who's here every lunch and dinner to receive the guests and to see to their needs. We're affordable, but we're not a carinderia. Okay. In other words,
Makatarungang price.
yeah, Yeah, it's
Reasonable.
I would say reasonable for what you're getting. Yes. Okay. Now, is it something that the vast majority of people in the Philippines can afford? The answer to that is no.
And
Okay.
addition to that, we have big servings po talaga. So,
Correct.
kung nagde-date lang po kayo and you're looking for some sharing food, ma-offer ko po is yung pasta and your pizza. Talagang affordable lang po talaga siya. Good for two, good for sharing.
Yes.
Kung Filipino ka naman, syempre minsan yung iba hindi naman kayang ubusin talaga yung sandwich lang po namin. Talagang malaki po siya. My favorite is, this one is like 490 po, but good for 2 to 3.
Yeah, right over here in the section over here, we convert the wine display into a buffet area. With the traditional stainless steel pans, with the sterno heating and all of that. So, when we have events, people who have businesses here on Clark or from the outside, and as I mentioned before, we can seat up to 60 people in this area alone, and then that area is perfect for about 60 people.
Depende po kasi yun. So, mostly it will range 200 to 800 per person. And they can choose any food na pwede namin i-serve sa kanila.
They tell us in advance, 2 days in advance. We do. I would say the vast majority of what you see here actually comes from just this area, and we're blessed also because we're so close to Magalang with all of the organic farms and without all the pesticides, and nobody's using antibiotics in their chickens or their beef or beef products, and so but the beef we import from either the United States or from Australia or Korea, especially the greens that you see here. I mean, and that's one of the wonderful things about this area is that the soil is so rich, and the people who run the farms are so adept at making this kind of quality produce. So you can't find this kind of quality in vegetables in the United States, to my knowledge. I've just never seen it. So we're very happy about that. As an American, I am a rabid anti-smoker. So when President Duterte signed the Executive Order number 26, which was a broad, sweeping anti-smoking law, really, I was the first to sign up, and I was the first restaurant owner here on Clark to actually set up a real designated smoking area. And people say, well, you're scaring away all of your customers because they're not going to let them smoke on the terrace anymore.